approach.
I call the honourable member Kevin Hay.
Thank you, Mr Chair. It's a pleasure to speak on this part of the bill. As I indicated in the second reading debate, this is the one part of this bill that the Green Party will vote for and support, but for different reasons to those advanced by Mr Auchenvoll on behalf of the government. Mr Auchenvoll spoke about the efficiencies of combining back offices, and I invite the House to reflect on the history of structural change in the health sector and the extent to which that has actually delivered efficiencies in the back office. And in fact, history tells us that the reverse is generally the case, that the structural changes that we have tended to make in the health sector, no doubt for well-meaning reasons, have tended to reduce efficiency. They have cost momentum in structures in the sector to our overall cost. And so I make the argument to the House that that is not a good reason for making this particular change. What is a good reason for making the change, though, sir, is the creation of this new entity, because combining the functions of currently separate organisations better reflects the health promotion task that they have. It actually moves from fragmentation that we currently have towards the possibility of integrated health promotion action, and that, sir, is something definitely worth supporting. I indicated in the second reading that I congratulated the government on its bravery in bringing to the House a bill that had the intent of implementing the Ottawa Charter, and that I invited the Minister, and I invite him again, sir, to take a call to indicate that the government will make that an explicit purpose in the bill, because I think the bill would be enhanced by that. It will remove any confusion that there might exist. I spoke yesterday about some of the origins of the health promotion model, the fact that it is a socio-environmental model of health. It actually says that the health status of populations depends largely on their level of empowerment and control over their life circumstances and the environment that surrounds them, not only the physical environment but also the social environment. And if we want to improve the health status of populations, those are the things we need to tackle. And the Ottawa Charter sets out a five-piece formula for doing so. It says we need to promote healthy public policy. It says we need to create supportive environments. We need to strengthen community action. We need to develop personal skills, and we need to reorient health services. And, sir, if we were to walk into any district health board public health unit around the country, we'd see a poster on the wall indicating those 5 action guidelines, because they have become ingrained in health promotion practice in New Zealand. And so the interesting thing about those guidelines is that none of them is specific to the health sector. None of them, reorientation of health services, of course, is. But those other 4 action guidelines are more generic, reflecting, as Ian Lees-Galloway has just been speaking about, that many of the factors, probably most of the factors that influence a person's health status, a community's health status, lie outside of the health sector. And this new agency, the Health Promotion Agency, will only succeed if the government's intention that it implement the Ottawa Charter is reflected in its power to influence policy outside of the health sector itself. That will be a crucial element in the success of the organisation. But the second point that I want to make about that is that none of those action guidelines is specific to a particular illness or a particular cause of ill health. And indeed, one of the accepted parts of our understanding of health promotion is that if we take that formula, if we empower communities and create supportive environments around them, the consequence of that, sir, will be the improvement of the health status of that community, not only in a particular health indicator or disease state, but across the board, sir. And so what it says is that, Mr. Chair.
I call the honourable member Kevin Haig.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. What that says is that when we go about improving the health status of a community, we will not only improve one particular thing. I used to work, as many in the House will know, for the New Zealand AIDS Foundation. And the formula that we eventually found to be successful was the health promotion formula. And while our concern was improving HIV infection rates amongst gay and bisexual men, the health promotion formula of improving the empowerment of that community and improving the social, legal and physical environment that surrounded that community actually produces health gain in all indicators, not only that one indicator of HIV status. And that's why it is such an advance to bring together agencies that are currently working apart from each other in a fragmented way on particular health issues or disease state issues into a single agency. Because what that agency will now be able to do is to concentrate and focus on the factors that are leading to disease and poor health status across all indicators, not just single indicators. And I certainly encourage the new agency to work in that way, to take the opportunity that's provided for it in integrating health promotion practice. It's going to be critical to success, and for it to be able to do that, it's also going to need government support to work in that integrated way. It will not be able to succeed, or to succeed to the extent that is possible, if it has a government that is focused not so much on the health of communities, but on preventing a particular disease. So that understanding is going to be crucial, not only in the agency itself, but in the government masters of that agency. And I invite the Minister to take a call to express his government's commitment around that crucial element. I think it's also important to say, and this is another
Order.
particular advantage of this approach,
Order.
is that in addition to improving health status across all of those indicators, a health promotion approach such as the Ottawa Charter sets out and that this new agency will be empowered to implement, will also produce gains in other sectors as well. If we empower the very same factors that drive poor health status and so see disease clustered in particular communities across our country, those very same factors of disempowerment and marginalisation and poor physical and social environments around those communities also drive poor educational outcomes. They also drive poor outcomes across any sector we care to name. And so implementing the Ottawa Charter approach will not only produce great health outcomes, but also better educational, social welfare, justice, and every other sector outcomes. And that, sir, has got to be something that we need to celebrate. So the Green Party will be voting to support this bill. We believe it would be strengthened if the government were to add into it a specific commitment to the Ottawa Charter rather than having the community and the agency itself relying on the expressions of support in this debate for its mandate on those grounds. And we look forward to a government that gives the agency sufficient rein and licence to be able to do that work properly. And we expect that agency not only will be able to influence outcomes not only in the health sector but right across the sectors that are managed by the government, but also to gradually take on the function of funding health promotion work that's currently undertaken by the Ministry. Because that, sir, is yet another way that health promotion practice in this country can become better integrated, and that's precisely the outcome that we seek.
I call the honourable member